Hi, my question is kind of similar to the woman before mine. I was wondering, what is the best piece of advice that you have ever received, and what could be the best piece of advice you could ever give?
The best piece of advice I've ever given, like, received ever in life?
Ever in life.
In the history of life. Well, basically, it's going to sound crazy because it's biblical, but the best advice I've ever been given is do unto others as you want them to do to you. But it makes perfect sense, because if you don't want to be messed with, don't mess with people. It means a lot. And what was the other question?
Give and receive, so whatever.
The best piece of advice I can give you.
Give it to me.
Okay, well, if you're a performer or an artist of any sort, or somebody who wants to do something in life and you're not sure, there's a great book called Letters to a Young Artist, I think, by Russe. That, you know it? It's a great book, right? And the basic premise is, a writer writes to Willie, who is an amazing poet, and says, I want to be a writer. I don't know, am I a writer? Can you read myself? And he basically says, I can't tell you that's what you are. Only you can tell yourself that that's what you are. If you get up in the morning and that's what you got to do, then that's what you are. But don't ask other people to tell you who and how. It's up to you. And that's the same advice I would give to you. It's very good.
You, by season 8, that little baby's gonna have big ass ears and big ass
And she's going to look just like Jeff DeMond. Yeah, I was always in Camp Dale. I was like, I don't know, I mean, look, the truth of the matter. So if we look up promiscuity in the dictionary, the truth of the matter is no one will ever know unless the baby has blue eyes, right? So if baby has blue eyes, we know that he's a Grimes. He's a Grimes. Have some more tea, Sarah.
Why is that, dude? Why couldn't I have some gene? Why? I just don't get that. Why
Does anyone want to run by quick?
Oh, really? Yeah, I did not do well.
We are not having a birds and the bees conversation.
Keep it weird. I couldn't have.
I mean, I suppose technically if we both had recessive genes somewhere in our life. I mean, like, dude, I'm all...
So you're saying, you know?
You're an Italian Jew. There are no...
How are you? Good. My question is, if you were not acting today, what do you see yourself doing?
Amazon.com.
Hello.
Have there been any roles that you turned down that you have taken yourself because you didn't take them?
There are lots of roles that I have, it's not turning down roles, it's not wanting to come meet the people, like Dexter. They wanted to meet me for Dexter, and I didn't want to go film, my children were young at the time, and if I would have left, I would have been on a really good TV show, and I would have kids that didn't know me. So, I mean, I read a book by the Dalai Lama years ago, and in it he said that this is going to seem depressing, but it's actually not. That all of our lives, we are preparing for the moment of death. In that you are trying to make decisions throughout your life that when you reflect upon those when you're dying and your life is flashing before your eyes, you're like, yeah, man, that's a good decision. I'm glad I did that. And so when I read that book, the short book, thank God, and I was thinking, I was in the middle of Buffy at the time, and I was like, if I am on my deathbed thinking about a TV show, I'm probably not going to have the perfect death. Be okay. But if I'm thinking about my kids and the fact that they are doing well and that they have a family and they're happy and maybe I'm a grandfather by that point, if that's what I'm thinking about, I'm going to have a great death. So it really, over the years, it's been about protecting that and then fitting that around into my career. So there have been a lot of things that I've said, no, I don't want to meet with them, I don't want to audition for that. I don't know if I would have gotten Dexter, but I've passed it the chance.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, I'm alone in Alabama with my lady by my side. After wars, I left her, and now she's gone to watch me die. She's a flower in the sun. Now she's crawling through the mud. 'Cause of me, 'cause of me. My heart was sick from killing Indians with their baby
Buffy and Faith. There's
I've gotten this question before.
I bet you have. You know, some of it is in the jokes that are being made. Some of it, you know, is in some of the stuff that Faith does. There's a lot of forehead kissing and stuff like that. How much of that was the writers?
I mean,
how much of that was
foreplay, right? Kiss my forehead.
So how much were you sort of involved in some of that tension, and how much was that the writers making that happen?
It would have been the writers making it happen. I mean, Sarah, I've known Sarah since I was small, so we had the same representation, and that was actually how I first came on Buffy. But I mean, our rep had Sarah and sweet late actress Brittany Murphy and myself from when we were like 9, 10 years old. So yeah, I wasn't really looking at her like that, but
that's totally not what I meant. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I don't think it's weird or strange. And I mean, there were other characters in the show that, you know, had that, but a lot of people wonder, and I say if you wonder and if you saw something, then go with it. But I mean, Joss was never going like, undress each other with your eyes. Faith, Buffy, like, it's on. It was never said to us to put that kind of nuance in there.
Thank you.
Solemnly swear to abide and do not fade. Congratulations, you're here. I hate the truffle shuffle. I hate it. It's mean. It's mean. It's mean to a fat kid. I don't like it. And people have tried to explain it, though it's empowering, it's a reappropriating. Like, screw that. It's just flat mean. Right? But then in line, at the convention, people come up, and it's big, huge guys with their truffle shuffle shirt on. They're like, oh, that's my favorite moment ever.
Stupid fat.
Name, Brian, and Mike.
Yes.
In your show, the parts where you had...
Walking Dead! Woo! Yeah.
In your show, the parts where you are showing the
podcast?
The podcast, is that filmed in the show, or do you go out to California to film that?
No, they actually built a set across the street. But I mean, we actually do podcasts on a poker table in the back of the store. It's a little more beat up, so they made a more like Hollywood, like Wayne's World set version. And
Hollywood, that's us.
Yeah, Hollywood. And easy way to get Kevin in for like 3 or 4 days where we can shoot his stuff. Then he can go out. Then we shoot more scenes in the store. Then he comes back. Just an easy way to get him in the show.
And the reason being is because Walt won't fly. Like, Walt refuses to fly.
Wow.
So instead of everyone getting a trip out to LA a couple times a year for free, we fucking walk across the street from the store.